Okay, thought I'd try a little vlogging tonight because today was a crazy busy day at work, and I kind of almost don't have the spoons to type tonight, which may not be a good thing because I have some writing that I was going to do, but I guess that's going to have to go on hold until I get a few more spoons to do the actual writing. Uh, so yeah, Thursdays are busy at the grocery store because a lot of people do start their shopping on Thursday. A lot of people get paid that day, so take care of the grocery shopping. But also, we're coming up on Easter, and tomorrow is first night of Passover, so yeah, quite a lot of people in the store today. Lots of people buying hams, quite a few people buying matzah and things like that. A lot of people buying Lindt bunnies. We seem to have an abundance of Lindt bunnies hopping around, so those are always cute, though. So, kind of a crazy day after a busy week that I had. Yesterday I was taking care of a debit credit card that was going to expire. And then the day before that I was getting my Easter shopping done, plus I went to confession because I had not been to confession since Advent. And I admitted as much to the priest, and he was like, "Oh, that's fine, we've had such a terrible winter." It's always nice when you have a very understanding confessor, or at least a very understanding priest to hear your confession. I haven't had a regular confessor since, I think it was Father Leroux when I was in my middle school age through early teens, I believe. Very compassionate, he was the kind of priest that you felt like he was really listening to what you had to say, and he would give advice or, you know, offer kindly suggestions on how to keep yourself back on the straight and narrow, but it was never, it was never condescending or bossy or "you did what." I've had one or two "you did what" priests, and it took me a while to go back to confession after that. So, and then Monday, gosh, something occupied me Monday, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Something important. I hate when I can't remember. I've been horribly lax on keeping up my journal. It's like the week just kind of, I won't say the weeks are getting away from me, the days are getting away from me, so it's kind of making it a little challenging to keep up with writing journal entries, but that's what I'm doing vlog entry for. Especially since I bought this brand new webcam, I forgot to put it to very good use. Plus, you lovely people get to hear the sound of my voice and see what I look like when I'm talking, which I hope I don't look too frazzled and crazy. Because I do feel a little frazzled and crazy, but then again, it was frazzle-inducing and crazy at work. Although I did get the chance to do overstock for a half hour, which I don't mind doing because it gets you away from the front end, it gets you away from the busy there, and you can just walk around and chill and occasionally help the odd person that's looking for the whatever, and may not have spotted the whatever in the aisle that they're in, or they're completely turned around and I thought what such and such was over here. Nope, such and such is in that other aisle, but I'll walk with you if you like. Help you find it. Half the time I'm usually going in that direction anyway, or have something that needs to go in that direction, so that helps them out, and it helps me get whatever it was put away a little quicker. So, Sunday I was going antiquing with my dad, and that wound up being a really good search, and I believe we were out in the Townsend area in Massachusetts. Might have been beyond that. But anyway, we went to this one shop. It was one of those stores where it's an antique shop with a whole bunch of different little stalls with different sellers and whatnot, and you'll have they'll almost be like themed booths. So there was one booth that was Coke memorabilia, and there was another booth that was vintage mental lunch boxes, and those were quite interesting. I mean, some of them, obviously had been used in love. Others were in slightly better condition, and it's kind of interesting to see the different ones from way back when. There was one that was Goober and the Ghost Hunters or something like that. It was an obvious Scooby-Doo knockoff, but it was kind of interesting. It was like, okay, here's a cartoon I've never heard of. See if I can find it online. Haven't had much luck yet, but I got a couple other places where I can go digging. Also, in another booth, there was plastic lawn flamingos and plastic zombie lawn flamingos. Apparently, there was a plastic factory in the neighborhood, and they specialized in some of these blown plastic figures. And I think this was the town where the guy who invented the plastic lawn flamingo grew up or lived there for a while or something like that. But this was Lawn Flamingo City. I almost bought some of the zombie lawn flamingos. Next time we go back there, I just might. I forgot to bring my money that day. Plus, there was also a booth that had a lot of fine art, including quite a few Russian and Greek icons. Those were rather intriguing. One was St. Catherine of Alexandria, who's kind of one of my patron saints. I mean, not directly, but my first name is ultimately derived from Catherine, so I kind of look at her and Catherine of Siena as sort of my patron saints. Also, there's a Saint Rene or a Blessed Rene, I can never remember which, but she was martyred during the French Revolution. Apparently she was caught in the act of hiding priests from the very, very anti-Catholic French Revolutionary government, which I'm sure they did really need to, do something with, all the mess that the monarchy and whatnot were making in France, but did it have to go that far? Anyway, but getting back to the icons, I mean, some of them were just wow. I mean, there was one that was. It's not unusual to find, especially if they're heirloom icons, to find ones that have these silver overlays with gems and jewels, and it's kind of like a frame around the image. I mean, you can still see the face and the hands. I mean, the silver overlay will be engraved with the shape of the saint, and they'll have added these extra jewels and whatnot, and it really pretties it up. But this one was a little different. It looked like it was made out of tin, and somebody had put like glass beads and sequins and little shiny buttons, and it almost looked like somebody must have made this themselves. Katya, who worked in the millinery shop, wanted to make, a nice overlay for, her babushka's lovely icon. And so she, knocked it together herself. Her brother, Sergei did the tin part, and she, pasted on all these little, bits and bobs. I mean, obviously a labor of love. And I'm looking at this and thinking, this is, I hope this finds a good home, because this is obviously an icon that was loved and revered and treasured, and the thing with icons is that they're ultimately they're family treasures. These people would have put these in the most visible corner in their house or in their kitchen and whatnot, and this would have been where the family prayed, and that have lit a candle in front of the icons every day, and put fresh flowers or something and whatnot. I mean, this was ultimately the spiritual heart of the house. So these little icons that that you find in the the better antique shops and whatnot, they're little pieces of history. Really, they're really family treasures, and I hope the people that buy them really get it. I mean, this is more than just a piece of art. See, icons are considered in Eastern Orthodox and Byzantine Catholic, their spiritual traditions and their practices. These are thought to be not just images. These are thought to be little windows into heaven. So when you're looking at the icon, it's always like the saint is looking back through it to you. So it's more than just it really is a very deep piece of devotional equipment, or a ritual tool, if you will. So I just hope that this one goes to a good home. maybe it'll go to our home, because it's one of those pieces I'd almost save up to buy, because it was just so unique. I mean, it wasn't cheap. It was like over $100, but you know, these kind of places, they'll, you know, you can twiddle around with the prices and, you know, make an offer, and sometimes they'll take it and sometimes they won't. But this seemed like the kind of shop where maybe they're, yeah, maybe in this booth they might be formal about what they're selling, but the setting is a little more informal, so they might be a little more flexible with the price. We'll see. But it's like, I kind of want to, you know, bring that icon home and just give it a, you know, a new place to exist and inspire people. You know, inspire me and inspire whoever else, you know, comes to visit and sees it and whatnot. So. So Saturday, the day before that was another work day. I believe Friday was a work day. I've been keeping busy with work and errands and whatnot, so that's why I've had a little trouble sometimes getting my thoughts together to, you know, sit down and write an actual formal journal. But, you know, this gives me a chance to talk to you, and as it were, and, you know, maybe start a conversation. I am of a mind to do video replies in some cases. If somebody, you know, if somebody wants to reply with a typed comment, that's fine. If you want to write a, you know, if you want to post a video of your own, that's cool too. Start a discussion. Sort of a slow version of Skyping almost. Well, signing out for now, and I hope you all have a good evening. And for those of you who are Christian, I wish you a good Holy Week and a happy Easter, if I don't speak to you before then. Take care, all of yous.